on Suck Rocks presents the No Limits Music Show.
And we're here at Duff's in Brooklyn, the heavy metal mecca. Listening to a little Mastodon, drinking some beers with some friends, and talking about music. And I'm Joe Schüftan.
I'm Angelina DelCarmen.
Roger Clark, glad that we were not banned after our last episode. I mean, it was only a small altercation. No, I'm kidding. Nothing happened. Really, it's great.
God bless Jimmy Duff for
Yes.
always allowing the
We love him.
shenanigans.
Yeah, always good stuff. But we got a good show coming up, including a pretty good guest.
A pioneer of
Yeah.
both power metal, punk rock.
Right.
We're talking about Ross, the boss from the Dictators of MANOWAR. He was also on the motorboat.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were not on the motorboat.
That's a great. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it more.
And you guys have no idea how much they spent on booze, but he's going to tell us the exact number. He saw the
I don't
receipts.
know how many.
Even more than we spend on booze. That's a lot.
We also have Janne from Bodom, another pioneer when it comes to keyboards, replacing guitars in metal. And a live performance by Vision of Disorder. I mean, we only get better and better. That's what we're here for.
That's what we do. So we're going to talk music. We'll talk some of the latest music news, of course. So we've got cool stuff going on, and show some great live videos, and we'll hang.
Here at Duff's in Brooklyn.
All right, time to talk about some of the latest music news, and of course, we can't talk about this without Black Sabbath's final tour. Of course, I don't have tickets.
What happened?
I just went fast. I had the glue code, the Ticketmaster code. I was on there. I'm ready to go. 10 o'clock. They're gone. They're gone. You know, so, but look, you know, a lot of people complained about it actually, but
Yeah.
we'll find our way in there somehow.
For both nights?
Yeah, I like
Here in
dress
New
up
York?
I'll dress up as like a popcorn vendor or something, and sneak in, or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they have those.
And what happened for the Maiden show?
Ruined my dream. Maiden, I got tickets. Thank God. Yeah, somehow that worked out. So I don't
Same
know.
situation. You went on
Yeah,
10 a.m.
Yeah, and actually I went on later, so I don't know. But you know, Sabbath is Sabbath. It's the final tour.
final
Maiden
tour.
hopefully is going to continue on.
But Maiden is Maiden with a
Right.
new amazing album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I can't wait. And they're gonna fly. You know, Bruce is gonna fly him around in the plane. You gotta love that stuff. Oh, it's gonna be
That's
fun.
awesome.
I can't wait. But Sabbath, I know you have a little bit of a problem. No Bill Ward on drums. Great, they have a great drummer. No offense to Tommy, who's played with them for the past couple of tours, but but you know, everybody likes the original lineup. You know.
Hey. Love Ozzy, obviously. Tony and his health is one of the main reasons why they can do too much. And I totally get it because, hey, you know what? Health is health.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't feel 120% playing your music around the world, and you got to stop at some point. And Geezer's Geezer.
Right.
You know, Geezer's Geezer. But I would love to see Bill on the drum kit. But again, there's contract or health issues or this. I mean, we don't know the spectrum of what's going on.
It seemed like Tony was like a little tired from traveling. So maybe if he could just like get a venue that's close to home, he could walk to there every day.
A residency?
Yeah, like a residency around his corner.
Oh, yeah, like Billy
I think
Joel
he-
at the Garden.
Yeah,
Every month.
yeah, it works for Billy
Every
Joel.
month. Yeah, maybe.
So Black Sabbath do a
sell out.
residency at the
I know, it's
Garden.
amazing,
Yeah. I know, I come up with the best ideas.
That is a great idea. I like it. So we got that, and then of course, so you know, great tours coming up, and tons of new releases, and we've been talking about some of them over the past several episodes, but more
Right.
on the way, including
The new Megadeth,
Yeah.
Dystopia,
yeah.
I really like the new single.
right?
Got the chance to check that one out.
And it's Dave Mustaine, Dave Ellefson, Kiko Loredo from Angra, and
Yeah.
Chris Eller from La Mogar. But obviously,
That's a good band. Yeah.
there's that limitation that obviously Angra's still active, La Mogar is super active. So are we gonna see a package that's gonna be Megadeth, La Mogar, and Angra touring together? I would love to
that's
see
right.
a world tour.
Logistically, that could
Like a whole package, I think that would probably work. Yeah. They could travel with that because all of them have, you know, powerhouse type of fans that are gonna show up.
Oh yeah, that totally works. You know, you go across the board, almost like the old Ozfest, right? You know, like where you had a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new, and then throw it all together. So it works for me. Works for me.
Did you guys check out that new Motorhead album?
Yes.
Bad
it's one
Magic?
of my favorites right now. Has this really great song. My favorite song is called The Devil. But don't worry, he's kind of against the devil. Back and forth. But then there's also a new music video out that they asked fans to send in. It's like for their 40th anniversary. So you got fans like rocking out, like lip syncing, and they're all really cool. Like I have to give it up to Motorhead fans for being so fun and so cool. So check it out.
And hopefully Lemmy's health improves more. I mean, there was a while there where I think a lot of people who are fans were really getting a little He had a lung infection, a little scared, but looks like he's bounced back. And yeah, I mean, we just hope he keeps plugging along, you know?
Yeah, he just played the motorboat, so.
Oh gosh, that
Motorboat.
Places I want. My wife would never let me go on that trip. 4 days of drinking and metal on a cruise ship. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't get the authorization for that.
She doesn't want to go?
What?
She doesn't want to go? No.
But you know who went on that boat? Ross the Boss,
the Boss.
from Death Dealer
Dictators NYC.
and MANOWAR.
MANOWAR, one of the great guitarists and crossing several genres of hard rock. So you gotta love it. Punk and metal and this album is sick too. Very, very heavy stuff.
And he's going to be talking with us in a few seconds. So why don't we go grab another beer here at Duff's, crank some New Fear Factory, and we'll be back in a few drinks, you know?
Yeah, stick around.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you.
I am Dracula.
What is this? The power of Christ compels you.
What is the history of metal and horror?
Let's find out.
Donate.
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 Donate. Donate. Donate.
Donate.
Donate.
Donate!
We're here at the heavy metal mecca with none other than Ross the Boss from Death Dealer, MANOWAR, and of course the Dictators NYC, man. You know,
He was
of
going
course.
to say it.
It was like, wait for it, wait for it.
That's great. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
How are you, my friend?
I'm great. I just did an amazing session with the lead singer of the Strokes and Andy York from John Cougar Mellencamp, and we did a great version of White Light, White Heat for the HBO Scorsese Jagger show vinyl.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, right. All I can say is we did an amazing version of White Light, White Heat by Lou Reed.
So that's going to be playing on the show or on
Yeah,
the
in the
soundtrack
season.
or both?
In the season, yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Is that you?
Congratulations.
Is that the first time you work with something related with TV? You've done that for a
Oh,
while.
no, I've done a lot of that. I can't even tell you what I mean. It was awesome. Great producers, old friends.
Is that somewhat easier than doing a whole album like with Death Dealer, which you?
Right. Yeah. It's I'm basically a studio musician then, you know. But Andy York, I as a guitar player, I always wanted to play with him, and he always wanted to play with me. And he's such an amazing musician.
And you're a busy guy these days because between Death Dealer and then Dictators NYC, you guys are going out on the road again. I mean, they're just loving you over in Europe.
All I do is work every single day, and you know, it's got to be. If you're a young musician, let me tell you something. If you're getting up at 1 o'clock, the day's over. Okay, especially if you're a metal musician. The metal industry is in Europe. It's in South America. So you got to get up 8 o'clock and make your contacts and make your presence felt.
So no more West Coast time.
No, this is front and center. This new record, Death Dealer, Hollow Ground. It's fantastic. It really is. And
I second that.
you heard it.
And
right?
I didn't play in it. So maybe you kind of have to say no, but it's a great album.
Thank you. I'm quite proud of it. It's my 30th record in the music business, and what can I say? I mean, I'm going between two genres of music all the time, and it makes me happy, and it's very fulfilling after all these years.
That's gonna be tough juggling that, though. I mean, I would think like, so you're in the studio. You got Richard, who's
Yeah.
one of the great rock and roll personalities, and great band. You got Dean and JP, who's an amazing
Right.
drummer. Daniel Ray.
Daniel Ray.
Yeah. So it's such great stuff. Yeah.
Listen, the Dictators NYC is a great rock act now, and people are waking up to it all over the world. And we just got offers today for South America.
Nice.
And we've never been there. We're going, though. We're going to go. And we're doing like 60 shows this year. And, you know, we've never done that, you know, even at our height in the 70s, you know. So everything's coming up roses right now.
I'd love to hear more about what New York City's rock and punk scene was like here in the 70s. Tell us.
Well, when we started, there wasn't any real places, venues for bands to play. We started in 75, and there was no Max's, there was no CBGB's, there was no Gildersleeve. There wasn't anything like that. There was a club in Sunnyside, Queens, called the Coventry, and there was the Daisy out in Long Island, okay, where Kiss started that there.
Right.
But the Coventry, Sunnyside, Queens, that was it. I mean, there wasn't many places to play. At one point in 1975, there was only 3 bands that had record contracts, folks. It was Kiss, we've heard of them, right?
Yeah.
And the New York Dolls, great band, and the Dictators. And then, all of a sudden, after 76, we started hearing about this bar, this place in Lower Manhattan called CBGB's. And, well, you know, we checked it out, and we had a little altercation with Wayne County.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what?
Messrs. Manitoba and County. Well, Richard was in the audience, and back then, he was an obnoxious drunk, you know, and he would say anything he wanted to say. He'd never hold back. So Wayne got a little, you know, scared of Richard, and so, you know, Manitoba was really obnoxious. I mean, that was the pure punk. To me, that's pure punk. Okay, Sid Vicious didn't hold anything on Manitoba. You know, so Wayne County just took the microphone stand and whacked him and broke his collarbone. And so all hell broke loose between the camps in New York City. You know, it was like, you know, the county and that camp, and then people took our side, people took their side. And then Hilly banned us from CBGB's playing CBGB's ever. And then all of a sudden, the press blew up. It blew up, and all of a sudden, you know, and then Hilly said, no, okay, you can play. All of a sudden, we're doing 2 shows a day, and the line is around CBGB's. I mean, the press went nuts. The press went absolutely nuts on this feud, and everybody's helped everybody out.
You guys all friends now?
Wayne County and Manitoba kissed and made up.
Yeah.
Thank God, and settled the universe.
It was tough to break out of. I mean, like, look, I got this Ramones shirt, and the Ramones, as much as everybody loves them, all the accolades, but they still were playing, you know, working out of a van or a bus up until the end.
Right. The Ramones, you know, the Ramones in the United States, but when the Ramones went to England for the first time, the place went berserk.
Yeah.
I mean, and rightly so, and most deservingly so. I mean, the Ramones are just a genre-busting band. I mean, they were so amazing, you know. And as a matter of fact, when we went to England in '77, we opened for the Stranglers, and we did a huge tour, and we played this in London. We played the Roundhouse, this place where they would turn trains around. You know, and we broke the Rolling Stones and the Who's record there. I'll never forget this. We looked out the window and these guys were yelling at us, and it was Billy Idol, Mick Jones of the Clash, and someone else they wanted to get in for free.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, hey man, no problem. So we got them in, and it was amazing. And Mick Jones asked, "Oh, your producer Sandy Pearlman, man. How great is he?" And we said, we love him. Next thing we know, Sandy's producing Give Him Enough Rope. So, for the Clash.
Wait, you played in the Dictators and MANOWAR. And a lot of people, you look at the front album, you're like, there's no way. But it's true. So, I mean, you were on the front of 2, you know, major genres of hard rock, you know.
And
Pioneers.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And, yeah, people can't understand that. How could you play in the Dictators and then invent both? I mean, well, you know, I was always into heavy rock. You know, Black Sabbath, Mountain, Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Jeff Beck, the Grand Funk Railroad. I always loved those bands. So, you know, when I was in England with Shakin' Street, opening up for Black Sabbath, because we had the same managers, Ronnie introduced me to Joey DeMeo, And a couple, we struck up a friendship, and then we decided to form MANOWAR. And, Ronnie Dio, a true great man, pioneer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Right? Ronnie Dio. And God bless him. I love him.
And how about the audiences? Were they similar people, similar styles?
Back in the day, yeah, it was CBGBs was all leather jackets. American punk rock wasn't about style.
What did you think of the 80s hair metal when it came along? Like, as it's called, I was, all right, I got my answer right there. I mean,
There were a
Poison,
couple of bands that I really liked. I thought Motley Crue had a lot of good songs. A couple of good songs. Poison had some good songs. Rat had a few good songs. I really liked Warren DeMartini as a guitar player.
Yeah.
But once it got watered down and the label started signing all these bands, it was like, you're sucking the life out of me, man. All these bands just, from nowhere just sucked, I thought.
But no surprise that grunge kind of knocked them out of the...
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good story about that because Manitoba's Wild Kingdom, Andy Wallace mixed the Manitoba's Wild Kingdom record, and guess what the next record he mixed was?
Your
Nirvana?
record.
Get out.
Nevermind.
I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
That's right.
Oh, that's a good...
The next record he mixed was Nevermind,
Never mind.
which just blew the doors off of everyone,
Yeah.
and kind of like cleaned house on hair metal.
Did you guys had a knack for like having cool pop hooks, but being powerful at the same time? And in a way, that's what Kurt Cobain, I think, had that knack for that.
Brilliant
too.
writer.
Yeah.
Couldn't play guitar,
Well, no, yeah, right, yeah, we don't want to talk
but
about
that didn't matter.
Writers
That
can't.
didn't matter.
A great song overrides any musicianship. Great songs rule, and that's been my thing in metal and music. If it's a great song, doesn't matter how good you play, if it's adequate enough and it's clean and it's good, that's all that matters.
He just got back from the motorboat with Death Dealer.
Yes.
How was the response?
Amazing.
Because I know you're still winning
Amazing.
fans over. It's your second album.
Yeah. So we got invited to play the motorboat cruise out of Miami 2 weeks ago, and it was really great. I got to tell you, it was on the Norwegian Sky. It was Slayer, Anthrax,
Wow.
Motorhead, Suicidal Tendencies, Hatebreed, bunch of great bands, Death Dealer, of course. And then the thing about this cruise, 2,700 people, and guess how much booze they sold? Can anyone in this esteemed panel give me an estimate on how much booze they sold?
2,700 people.
2,700 people,
3 days.
4 days,
4 days.
$3 million.
Whoa, no. $3 million?
How much did you spend?
Everyone's buying me drinks.
Oh, so zero. Now, we know that Lemmy from Motorhead was having some breathing issues. How's he looking?
Oh, well, God bless Lemmy, but listen, to be able to carry on like that is amazing.
Yeah.
I wish him the best. We all love him. So I'm not going to tell you what I saw, but listen, he gets on stage, he doesn't really move, but he rocks his ass off, and everyone loves him.
Thank you so much for being part of today's show, man.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with so great guys,
And at Jimmy's
Share
bar.
some- listen, everybody got to know this, that Duff's is the best rock and roll bar in the city, and it rules, and Jimmy is a great man. He's a visionary and a great drinker. And we all
We
love
all
him.
need a coach, So.
Yeah,
all
he's
need
a
a
great
coach.
man.
Yeah.
Every rock and roll heavy metal fan coming to New York City has to make it out to Brooklyn, Marcy Street, and attend this fantastic bar.
No doubt.
And you guys watch, make sure you pick up the new Death Dealer album.
Something happening not right. They want to shut our mouth sealed tight. We're gonna take back what they stole. It's freaking madness out of control. They'll try to break you right before we lose control.
The chaos has arrived in New York City. I'm here with the one and only Janne from Children of Bodom. Welcome, brother.
Thank you.
I Worship Chaos. Excellent name, first of all. The album kind of represents that too. Sometimes you come up with a name, and sometimes the songs do actually portray that. Sometimes they don't. But this one is like from start to finish, boom, 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 boom. Children of Bodom at its best.
Yes, I do agree. I think it's not only a great album title, but it does kind of represent what's going on. So yeah, that's exactly how you how you got it. I agree.
Children of Bodom has had a pretty chaotic career. It hasn't been easy, but it's been fun.
Yeah, you could say it, yes.
You guys always gone against the grain, of course, adding the keyboards, not in a melodic way like everybody was doing at the time, but more like it's another guitar, because you play really fast, you know what I mean? How did that sound come about? Was it you guys trying to do something different, which is like a natural thing that you guys, all right, this is heavy as hell?
Well, from the beginning we did something a little different, and yeah, like you said, I doubled a lot of the fast stuff that Alexi plays, and it just became one of the trademarks of our sound, and we've been trying to keep it up, keep it going.
Do you do something specific, like so your fingers can actually keep doing this, and you don't get any carpal tunnel or any sort of injuries with your fingers? Because you play really fast, man.
No, I mean, luckily no injuries and none of that, but the position I play in, it's actually so that I can just put my hand on the keyboard like so that all these joints are straight, because when you play like fast for a long periods of time, if you have to like tilt your arm like this, I feel it gets more difficult. So the odd playing position is just because it's actually easier for me to play like that.
And it looks cool on stage.
Yeah, and that's an added bonus, yes.
Right, because people can see what you're doing. Usually when you see the keyboard play, they're kind of in the background.
Yeah, back in the day in all the interviews, people just ask me like, are you doing it so that it looks cool? But no, it's actually, and there's a reason behind it,
There's a technique behind it.
Yes.
And how come you end up playing keyboards? Were there too many guitarists in the scene at the time, too many drummers? You were like, I want to play keyboards, or it just happened naturally?
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to play drums. I played in punk bands and a funk band when I was a kid, but then my parents had put me into piano lessons, and I had this background of piano playing, and well, then I was in the same school with the drummer, and Children of Bodom back in the day needed a keyboard player, and they asked me if I wanted to try it. I'm like, well, okay, fuck it, I'll try it, and then this happened.
Did you ever think it was going to last this long? Because it's been, over 20 years?
No, we did it. No, yeah, we just discussed this in interviews that it's now 15 years since we recorded the Follow the Reaper album. And I remember, Alexi remembers a moment, we recorded that one in Sweden, and we were sitting on the porch of the house we were living in, and we were laughing about that. Dude, imagine if we were still doing this when we were over like 30 years old. So we never imagined that we would be releasing 9 albums and doing this for so long.
And doing it right, as I said, the album is badass from start to finish. Sometimes bands get older, they maybe try too many different things, so they kind of lose that power. But this album has everything that Children of Bodom wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're saying, like, oh, we got to sell this amount of records, we got to please these people. You guys are really pleasing yourselves, and that comes across that it's, a Children of Bodom album, not like some other band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks, man. And I've always been pleased with the new album. I don't think we've ever done anything too shit. But this time we've been getting such great feedback and reviews about the new album. I think it's great. I think it's some of the best work we've done in years. So, yeah.
Children of Bodom is famously known for partying hard drinkers. What is the wildest night you can remember from like all the years of, touring the world?
Oh man, I mean, back in the day we had our share of the wild nights all over the world. There's been so many. I can't name just one night, but yeah, a lot of crazy stuff has gone down. We partied so hard that I'm glad that nobody ever got seriously injured or killed, or because we were pretty crazy when we were in our 20s. We were just it was too much now that you think of it. But you were young and you were just having fun, and you were touring around the world with your best friends, and there was no shortage of alcohol ever. So we just kept going at it.
Is that one of the reasons why Rope had to leave the band? He was like burnt out from the partying?
No, I don't think. No. Well, Rope was a bit older than the rest of us, and I think we started drifting apart with him when we started writing the previous album. Now, I just realized that this doing interviews for this album that actually it's been ongoing from ever since the previous album that the band and him, that 4 of us and him started kind of taking a different direction on things.
All right, man. Anything else you want to tell the fans right now that are watching?
I want to tell the fans that thank you so much for still buying albums. Thank you for coming to the shows. That really keeps us alive, and I can't wait to come back on tour here.
Remember, the name of the album is I Worship Chaos. Pick it up because, you know, it's a banging album. That's it, period. If you like Children of Bodom, you'll love the album.
We're ready to spin the wheel of misfortune. Let's see what question we land on.
That's a good question. Well, for a drummer, I would say Dave Lombardo, Randy Rhoads, and Eddie Van Halen. As for a bass player, I would say Tom Mariah. And for a lead singer, here's a good one, Ronnie James Dio.
Nice. Hello, good-looking people. I have a hard question for you. Are you ready for this one?
I like it hard. Go ahead.
If you could put your own supergroup together, who'd be in it?
On singer, Trent Reznor. Bass, Steve Harris. Guitar, Stevie Vai. And on drums, Donnie Brewer, Grand Funk Railroad.
I mean, we'll put Lemmy in there.
Yes.
We'll put Vinnie Paul in there.
All right.
Can we throw some Paul Stanley in there for a little curveball?
Yeah, it's a curveball.
And then we need a female lead, so Isis Queen from the Barbed Wire Dolls.
Nice.
Throwing a little punk, whatever.
It'd be like a hard rock metal hybrid. I'd get Abe Cunningham from the Deftones on drums.
Okay.
Cliff Burton from Metallica, rest in peace, on bass. Of course, Dimebag Darrell on guitar. And then I'll get Lane Staley to sing from Alice in Chains. That'd be my super group.
Okay, I want King Diamond and Rob Zombie to like share vocals. I want Zach Weil and Dave Mustaine on guitars. I want Peter Steele on bass, and I want Snowy Shaw on drums.
Wow, wow. Impressive. You, sir?
Okay, bass, I go with Les Claypool. Vocals, I go with Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. Drums, rest in peace, I go with The Who's Keith Moon. And guitar, I go with Jeff Beck from CCR. Jeff Beck.
And you?
And I would pretty much put together Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Charles Manson, Iggy Allen, and Gigi Allen, and then I would actually put Justin Bieber in there as Sacrificial Lamb, actually, to, you know, first he'll probably get raped by Gigi, and then he'll get killed by Charles Manson.
Pete Steele on bass,
wow.
Chuck Schuldiner and Dimebag Darrell on guitar, Tom Tepessa maybe, and vocals would probably be a combination of Phil Anselmo and Mike Patton.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
yourself, you're the fuck you wanna be. Come on. Come on, let me hear you all. Shut down the violence, that's the man, man, so sick, I can't even say. I will prevail. Look on the bottom of the hard times and the blood is free. Yeah. Oh my, yeah, I see you okay. Suffocation, dedication, you put your fucking right. Let me hear it. Damn it, this shit, yeah, paper, judgment, yeah, secret, still you run on yourself, fucking shit, till we come on this one, fake and the fake to fall, I'm falling, everybody, come on.
And the question was, if you could put together your own supergroup, who'd be in it?
Oh.
So I'm going to ask you, what would be your supergroup?
I want a double guitar attack. So I got, of course, Ross the Boss has got to be in it.
Yes.
Because, oh my God, I love this Dictator solo. So my favorite, it's so cool. But then Jimi Hendrix, you and Jimmy, woo! Mitch Mitchell on drums, and put John Entwistle from The Who in there.
Entwistle.
And John Entwistle. And then finally, Janis Joplin on lead singing.
Wow.
That's gonna be interesting, right?
I like that.
Okay, Joe, who you got?
You paired him up with Hendrix. I would pair him up with Dimebag.
Oh, okay.
Change solos.
And he would
It
love
is-
that,
it
doing
is
all
not
these
just 'cause
different
he's here.
genres.
Because
That would be
his
great.
guitar playing is phenomenal. On drums, Dave Lombardo. To complement, each other. The bass is a tough one. That's a really tough one. But I will say, you know what? To make it extra funky, Les Claypool.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Les Claypool. Oh.
Les Claypool.
By popular demand. Yeah.
One of the most amazing musicians ever.
And then something I've been waiting for, and they've both done a lot of jam sessions with other musicians, and it's Phil and Max playing together,
That's
singing
right, yeah.
together. I would
Yeah.
love to see Phil, Max, Dime, rest in peace, Ross,
That's
Dave,
a heavy. That's
and
heavy.
Les.
That's a heavy band. Yeah. So mine's more the rock. Yours more the heavy. Yeah.
And Ross, Dream Band?
Okay, it's very important. All right, so Keith Moon on drums.
Oh.
Geezer Butler on bass.
Okay.
I'm playing guitar.
Yes.
Because I have to.
Agreed.
So far, you've been in all of our dream bands.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah.
Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult, second guitar.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Local guy too, right?
And on vocals, Ronnie Dio,
Yeah, James. Yeah.
and then Jim Morrison.
Wow.
Oh,
Dio
wow.
and Morrison together.
Right?
At last.
You know,
I like it.
Ronnie is God. Ronnie, you cannot deny Ronnie Dio, and Jim Morrison is. I mean, I know a lot of people have some different opinions about him, but I think he was one of the greatest ever. Still is. So that's my band.
I like it. They're all
Oh,
good bands.
on keyboards. John
there's keyboards.
John Lord from Deep Purple.
Oh, yeah. I love that keyboards.
Right?
Nice.
One of the,
That's gonna
the,
be
the
tough
greatest
to
Hammond
top.
organ player ever. John Lord.
Absolutely.
Best ever.
All
Angelina.
right, I'm going to go a little more mainstream. Do you like Slash? All right, so you can be in my band with Slash.
Okay.
I like being in everyone's band. This is good.
And all of our dream
Where's the
bands.
paycheck?
But I'm gonna go with the drummer that I've seen in person, and he tours around with he's been with Evanescence. I think he was originally in Dark New Day. It's Will Hunt, and he's incredibly talented. He's more like straightforward rock, so I think he'll pair better with Slash. And then Flea!
From Red Hot,
Sorry,
yeah.
I got a little too excited.
Yeah,
That's
Red
right.
Chili Peppers, right,
Keeping
yeah.
with my mainstream, and then for front person, I'm gonna have to go with the lady, my favorite, Maria Brink.
Are you going to sing with her or just her?
Yeah, I should do her backup.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short. Come on.
I would definitely be the weakest link in the band, but it'll be fun nonetheless.
Cool. I like it. Good bands.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, leave a comment below with your super group. We want to know what you guys think. Who you want to see playing together.
Tell
Everybody.
us who your
Always nice.
favorite supergroup is between ours. Who would you go see?
We're making this a
Imagine
competition.
the combos and the chemistry. You have to imagine the chemistry.
Yeah.
All those people together. It's really really pretty interesting.
Once again, thank you so much for being here at Does with us.
Tremendous.
The No Limits Music Show. You guys for watching. Jimmy Duff and the whole crew here. And next episode, we have Jeff Waters from Annihilator. And Tim and Mike from Vision of Disorder are going to sit in the couch here with us. They have a new album coming out soon. We love doing this because you guys still care about music. And that's what we're here.
And that's why we're here, bro.
No limit.
See you next time.